All right, guys, good morning. Hope your morning is going well so far. It is Tuesday. So two main focuses today, and let me just make sure. Okay, waiting for that to come up. Two main focuses that we're going to talk about today. Obviously, what's going on with everything and not having our app and stuff like that. We're going to talk about that and talk about today a little bit. And it's actually good stuff here. So let me just kind of get everything loaded up here. So give me just a second. Okay, I'm going to drop the old everyone tag down here. Everyone join us live now. There we go. All right, cool. So my friends, all right, two things. Number one, there will not be a Teachable Tuesday tonight. We're kind of going to use this time right now for that. So, and yeah, obviously with everything going on right now, not having our app and kind of like regrouping and working on things, I have some things that I'm working on. So obviously I'm going to take this time to get some stuff done. Plus we got some friends that we are in town that are visiting. So obviously going to be focusing on them as well. So going to utilize this time wisely to get as much stuff done as I can, and obviously go hang out with our friends. So there will not be a Teachable tonight. Okay, so just making sure you guys are aware of that. So if you guys are paying attention right now, hopefully you are, comment right now down below, no Teachable. Okay, comment no Teachable, just so we're all on the same page. Everyone's there. Just skipping a week, that's all, just skipping a week. So let me go and, first off, let me see, what do we got here? Don't mind me, guys, just doing some double duty right here. Okay, all right, there we go. So I'm gonna go ahead and delete that right now. And delete those currents, boom. All right, that's officially canceled for tonight. So you may or may not get an email notification letting you guys know. All right, so that's that. Now, here's the other thing. Not having an app right now, I mean, as we know, not having an app, it sucks. Kind of sucks, but it is what it is. There's nothing we can do about it. And I want to share with you guys a little bit of a story, and I'm pretty sure you can probably relate to this. I'm going to try to relate the two, okay? Here's, about a little over a year ago, we were in TFT, the funnel team. We were in a different business. We were in GFU. And, we got into GFU in the very beginning of 2024. And then we did that for about 6 or 7 months, and we made a shift into my econ. And we did that for very obvious reasons, because, we went from, a high ticket, very complicated offer into a lower ticket, very simple offer. Okay. So very simple, very straightforward type of stuff there. We made that decision because it was the best for the team, all that good stuff. Now, here's the thing. When we got into GFU, when we were promoting GFU last year, it was a very in-depth, complicated offer. There were 3 main facets of that offer, right? You had the health side of it, you had the travel side of it, and then you had the digital education. So 3 different things that you had to explain and talk about. When we went and did a presentation, or we did a live funnel, we did a training, whatever. Those webinars, when we did a live webinar, those webinars were like 45 minutes to an hour. Typically, we would never get them in 45 minutes. It'd usually be close to an hour, right? So it took a long time to present the information. So we had to recraft and kind of remarket ourselves as the funnel team. We had to do things in a different way than we did previously with our business prior to that, which was SHG, right? SHG was basically just savings, a lot of things within that, but it was savings. I mean, savings is pretty simple, right? That offer that we had was very simple, okay? So we went from a simple offer to a complicated offer. So the good thing is, and this is what I want you guys to think about right now, and this is kind of the whole point that we're getting at right now today, and things that I want you to be thinking about, and things that I want you to be focused on, and mainly taking action on. So do me a favor right now, if you're paying attention, watching the replay, watching live, comment take action down below. Take action. Whatever it is, take action. There's no time, like there's no need for anyone to just be like kicking back and chilling and not doing anything. All right. So when we were going through GFU and promoting GFU, we very much had to recraft our offer. And that time frame, and this is why, like, there's been a lot of discussion, you know, with myself and other leaders and whatever, said, oh man, we should have just went from SHG over to my econ. Sure, but did we know that at the time? No. So we can't go back, we can't reverse time, we can't change, you know, what happened. It is what it is. You learn from it. And here's the important part, guys. What we learned from GFU is we learned different styles of marketing. We learned how to craft really good offers, putting together incredible value stacks, like great stacks of information. So the person, when they go to join, they're like, this, we learned a phrase called, you know, it was from Alex Hormozy. If you don't know who Alex Hormozy is, he just did a big, huge book launch, still doing the book launch. I'm sure he's plowing in millions of dollars in sales. But we learned a phrase from his book, you know, that says, make people an offer so good they feel stupid saying no. And so I want you guys to think about that. Maybe make a note of that. Maybe if you guys are watching right now and you guys have a notebook, maybe make a note of that. Comment that if you want. Make people an offer so good they feel stupid saying no. All right. So we took the GFU offer and we said, how do we make this so good that people have a hard time saying no? How much value can we put into, you know, when someone joins us, they're going to get all this additional value. So with that came our really incredible value stack that we started offering when we started doing our webinars. So we started putting together like, hey, like you're going to get over, that's where the phrase, guys, so you guys know and understand, that's where the phrase over $10,000 in free value came from. It came from when we were marketing GFU, because we thought, how can we put together an offer that's so good people feel silly saying no? So we thought about what is in there. And then we literally started breaking it down, Let's break down everything that you're actually getting here. You know, you're getting the app, you're getting our email follow-up, you're getting our live training, you're getting our system training, you're getting literally decades worth of knowledge and experience, you're getting, you know, multiple sales funnels, you're getting all this stuff, all this, everything basically done for you. Your only job is to literally take it and go market. We started spelling it all out. We started attaching all of this value, this monetary dollar value. We started throwing in the courses in there, okay? You know, you got the Social Mastery Blueprint, the Scalability Pro, the YouTube University. Started putting in all of these extra courses in there. Again, adding in even more value. So that when people were looking to get started and looking to join, they're like, man, all this free stuff that I'm going to get just by signing up for a few dollars. We learned how to craft great offers. So when we transitioned into my econ, we took everything that we learned and experienced from marketing GFU and then applied that to my econ. So the promotional period of GFU was an incredible learning experience. So comment that down below. That's the important part of the transition into the next part of the conversation that I'm going to talk about. Learning experience. So now as we get into where we are today, where we are right now. So nothing has changed as far as what we offer, who we are, whatever. The only thing that's missing right now is literally just the app. That's really it. So what are the learning experiences that we're going through right now? How can we apply that to where we are today, where we are right now, our day-to-day activities, our, you know, how we promote, how we carry ourselves, what we're doing each and every single day. Okay. How can we take what we're learning and apply that, just like I shared with you, just like with Gifu, right? What did we learn? What did we experience through those moments? You know, and for me, I wouldn't change that, because looking back on it, it's like, yeah, could we have gone from SHG over to my econ? Would that have been maybe a smoother, easier transition? Sure. However, we would not have learned what we learned. We would not have, you know, gone out there and created some of these incredible value stacks and put some of these incredible webinar slides and presentations, all those other things together. We would not have gone through that experience. And now, like, we can look back and be like, man, like, that taught us a lot. It really did. So now for you guys, here's how I want to take, like, we don't have an app right now. And here's how I want you to maybe think about this, right? We're probably used to, or you're probably used to, the app where it's like you get a lead and you get that notification, you get that cha-ching, right? If you guys love that sound, you guys love that feeling that, you know, your phone vibrates and you hear that cha-ching. If you guys love that, comment cha-ching. Don't worry, it's coming, because we're getting another app. It's being built. Don't have a time frame for you. I don't want to give you a time frame. I don't want to say, hey, it's going to be 2 weeks, and then it turns out to be 4 weeks. I don't know, because it's completely out of my hands. But anyway, if you guys love that cha-ching, right? Copy that. Put that in the comments down below. Here's like the positive spin and the way that we can like learn from this moment right here. Okay. Instead of focusing on what you don't have, right? I want you guys to think about this. Instead of focusing on what you don't have, instead of focusing on lack, like, oh my God, we don't have this, the world is ending, or like, oh, we don't have, and by the way, like, I'm sure there's a few folks that are like, oh, we don't have the app, I can't promote the business. Like, why would you ever think that, right? Everything else is still there, right? So do not even think about taking your foot off the gas, because there's one missing component, right? And the missing component is on its way, okay? So you don't ever want to think about that. But here's the takeaways from not having the app, okay? Here's the positives. And I want you to think about this. You don't have to worry about cha-ching notifications. Even though they were cool, you don't have to worry about them. You don't have to worry about going into the app and texting your leads. You don't have to worry about going into the app and emailing your leads. You don't have to worry about going into the app at all. I want you to think about this and comment this down below. It's one less thing to think about, okay? One less thing to think about. You don't have to give it the negative energy that I'm sure a lot of you guys want to give it. Oh, we don't have our app. Like, you don't have to give it that negative energy. It's one less thing that you have to think about. So for you, you can now hone in, and this is what I did years ago, guys, okay? This is what I did years ago. And I'll give you another example. I'm going to tell another story here. About, when was it? It was about 2020. It's about 2020, 2021, somewhere around that time frame, okay? Somewhere around that time frame. When I sat down at my desk and I went to work, like I went to, work, I was creating the content, I was doing my thing, I was doing all this stuff, right? I would be at my desk from about 7:30 until about 5 o'clock at night, right? In the office here, literally at this desk right here, just living in a different house. And I was sitting there and I was working and I was grinding and I was working and I was grinding and I was working and I was grinding. And then I had a realization of, I'm like, man, there's so much work, right? There's so much work that I'm doing that, how much of it is actually relevant? I looked at all the tasks, all the things on my to-do list every single day. And I had to ask myself, how much of this stuff is actually relevant? If I literally got rid of all these different things, would I still generate the same amount of sales? Would I still generate, the results that I'm getting? Would I still be able to do that? And the answer was yes. I could still get the same results and do less work and less tasks. And I went through and I eliminated probably 40% of the things that I was wasting time on every single day. And I started focusing more heavily on the things that are producing the most amount of results. Okay? Which again leads us to where we're at right now, right? For you, you can literally take this time, take this moment in time, and literally just focus on the things that are going to produce you the results. Focus heavily, super, super heavy right now on your content, okay? Rule out all distractions. Forget about the fact that you had an app. Rule all that stuff out and just focus on the income producing activities. Focus on generating good quality short form videos, YouTube content, reach outs, and just get focused on the income producing activities. So take this time and utilize this time. Okay? Okay. So do me a favor right now. Comment, focus on the income producing activities. Focus on income producing activities. Okay? So yeah, Linda, that's the thing. Like, that's where you're getting hung up. And that's where I'm sure some of you guys are going to get hung up. Okay? Well, how do we know if we got leads? Well, guess what? And I'm gonna make it real simple for you. And it's just a different way of thinking. Who cares? Who cares? Let us worry about that. Let us follow up. If you get leads, we're gonna follow up with them for you. You focus on the thing that you can control. Okay? You can't control whether somebody opts in or not. You can't control that. It's completely out of your control. So why worry about it? Why give it the energy that it does not deserve? Because if you focus, like, if you guys focus on what you can't control, if you guys focus on what you don't have, how far are you going to go? What are you going to achieve by doing that? The answer is nothing. All you're going to do is add frustration and worry into your day, into your time frame, into that thought process that you're having, and it's literally going to get you nowhere. Focus on what you can control. Okay, so put that down below, everybody. Focus on what I control. Okay, focus on what I control. You can control your content. You can control, and by the way, if you're thinking about leads and people opting in, like if somebody comments on your content, hey, I'm looking for more information, cool, and you give them your link, you could circle back up in a DM, or you could circle back to the content and you could reply back to them and say, hey, did you have a chance to go through my funnel? Did you have a chance to get the information, right? Ask an open-ended question. Hey, what did you think about whatever it is? You know, if it's the tour page, if it's the tour funnel, if it's, the global funnel, whatever it is. Hey, what did you think of our global opportunity? Circle back. Then you'll know if they opted in. All right. But don't worry about your leads, because it's not in your control. You have no control over that. But we do. We're going to be following up with your leads for you every day, so you don't have to worry about it. So again, focus on the things you control. Take this moment, take this time, and focus on those things, right? Because when you get focused on stuff you can't control, the app, my leads, when you get focused on that stuff, what's it going to do? What's it going to do? How is that focus going to help you? And the answer is it's not. It's not going to help you at all. Okay? So focus on, there you go. Good comment, Sherry. Focus on me. Focus on you. Okay? Focus on you. Take this time right now. Nothing's changed in the month of August, guys. Legit, nothing has changed. Okay? You're here to give it your all. Make this a great month. Go get out there, create the most amount of content you can, the best content you can, short form videos, doing the reach outs. Remember those DMs from the June Blitz that we did, right? 30-day challenge that we did, right? DMs was part of that. Doesn't mean you do it for a month and then you stop. You keep going, okay? Keep it going, right? So you do those things and then you get out there and you just keep doing them. Put out the YouTube content, okay? And that YouTube content, use all of these things, utilize ChatGPT. Like, please utilize ChatGPT. You need a content idea? ChatGPT. You need a YouTube video idea? ChatGPT. You need a short form video idea? ChatGPT. You need a, crafty message that you could send to people? ChatGPT. Like, use that stuff, guys. Use that stuff. That's why we talk about it a lot. That's why we show that stuff a lot. So please, again, take this time, all right? Take this time right now to get focused on some very basic things. And these basics, these are income producing activities, all right? And if you don't go do them, you don't get the result. If you stay stuck and focused and worried about the stuff that you can't control, you don't get any results. You're going to have analysis paralysis. You're going to be sitting there focused on all the stuff that you can't control, and it's going to get you nowhere. Focus on what you can control and go after it, okay? Just like I shared with you, for me, years ago, I had all this stuff that I was focused on, and when I realized, when I actually went through it every single day, because I was still, the process I was doing was the same. Every single day, I was writing down all these tasks that I needed to get done. And then I was looking at these tasks and I'm just like, man, why am I doing half this stuff? Like, why am I putting time into something that's not going to net me any sort of result? For what, right? And I eliminated probably easily 30 to 45% of tasks, things that I had on my to-do list that weren't netting me any results. And then what happened is, you ready for this? What happened is, through the course of like 2021 into 2022, I had eliminated so much more stuff. And then when I got into 2022, I started making so much more money because I was focused on the things that mattered. I was focused on the things that yielded me the biggest result. And I eliminated a lot of stuff that was taking up my time but was not generating results. If this makes sense, comment makes sense, guys. So I want you to look at all the things that you guys do on a day-to-day basis and the things that suck up your time. If you're on there, as an example, if you guys spend an hour plus a day, I bet this is some of you guys. Maybe you guys want to drop a comment. Maybe you guys want to own up to this. If you guys spend an hour plus a day scrolling and researching, could you better maximize that time? Scrolling and researching, like scrolling for what? Like, are you looking for ideas? Are you just pretending like you're working when you're really not? Like, could you eliminate that time and could you gain some of that time back by focusing more on income producing activities, creating better short form videos, creating more YouTube content, reaching out to more people? Okay. All comes down to action, my friends. Action. Okay. It's not, it's all about the activities. Taking massive action around income producing activities. And it just comes down to quantity. That's it. It comes down to quantity. Numbers. It's a numbers game. That's it. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people pretending like you're working, pretending like you're doing income producing activities when you're really just scrolling. You're just wasting time. Good stuff, guys. All right. That is it. Short, sweet. Look at that. Less than 30 minutes today. Less than 30 minutes. All right. So again, no teachable tonight, guys. Take this moment, take this time, reflect on what you're doing, Focus on what you can control and keep it simple. Focus on those income producing activities. Focus on short form video content, YouTube content, reaching out to people. That's it. If you focus on those 3 things right there, okay, you'll be golden. That's it. All right. Appreciate you. Thanks for watching. See you guys live tomorrow. Later.